It's Robbie here from AFTV. Thought I'd do this video because a lot of people are asking me, Robbie, respond to this, respond to what Simon Jordan went on TalkSport and said. And it seems to be like almost like a campaign recently against AFTV. Listen, I get it. We're big. We're disrupting an industry that's been in place for years. And we've come along and we've given fans a chance to have their say, and fans can come on to AFTV, have their say, and it gets heard. And people like Simon Jordan, they don't like it. Now, a lot of people actually, when we spoke about him before, a lot of people in the comments were like, who's Simon Jordan? Who is he? Who is he, Robbie? For a lot of people who don't know who he is, he's a pundit who speaks on TalkSport a lot. His claim to fame is he used to own Crystal Palace Football Club. Back in the early 2000s, owned the club. Club nearly went into bankruptcy and he ended up selling the club and he moved on. It's a very controversial figure. So hence why he's now on the radio and he gives very controversial opinions on a host of things to do with football. That's who he is, in case you don't know who he is, but that's who he is. Now, he's had a right pop at Arsenal Fan TV. On more than one occasion, he's had a pop at AFTV, having a go at us, talking about the type of fans that come on. He spoke about the guy who runs it, which he's talking about me, obviously, is running it to make money. The usual thing, like he goes on TalkSport and he does it for nothing. Now, let me just get some things straight with Mr. Simon Jordan, yeah? First of all, AFTV, it's been going for nearly 7 years now, yeah? Started it with no money, yeah? When I started this thing, started it with zero money. All we did, a lot of people who follow this channel know the story. We set up, we went down to Arsenal, started interviewing fans. I'm a lifelong Arsenal fan, and we wanted to give Arsenal fans a chance to have their say on the team that they love, because I feel that fans are entitled to have their opinion on how the team's performing. We go to every single Arsenal game. Over the last 7 years, we've not missed a game. Every single game. Win, lose, draw, friendly, pointless game, and we give fans a chance to have their opinions. Sometimes those opinions are, people are happy. We've been there when we've won FA Cups, we've been there when we've been on great runs, we've been there when we've had big wins over Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea, Man City. You hear fans speaking glowingly about the team, so glowingly sometimes that they get memed, and those memes get used anytime we lose a game. We've also had fans come on, be very upset about things. So towards the end of Arsene Wenger's reign, a lot of fans were very vocal about Arsene Wenger. With Unai Emery recently, fans have been pretty vocal about, Unai Emery, thinking that they wanted a change of manager. And let's have it right. A lot of those fans were supporting Unai Emery like nobody else right throughout his reign. But towards the end, they felt that a change was needed. And so did the board, by the way. That's why they sacked him. They didn't sack him because of what fans were saying on AFTV. They sacked him, they said, because of results. And it was not good enough, and they wanted to, basically the same thing the fans were saying. So why are fans not allowed to have their say? Now, let me speak with Simon Jordan, yeah? Simon Jordan, you're on TalkSport. TalkSport is a platform, or a forum, as you're trying to say, like what we are, that allows fans to come on and have their opinions on teams. I've heard fans come on to TalkSport of all different clubs. I was listening to TalkSport over the weekend and fans were saying that they want Solskjaer sacked from Manchester United. Fans were saying they want Marco Silva sacked. Fans were saying they wanted Kike Flores of Watford sacked. I've heard Simon Jordan slag off numerous players, numerous teams. I've heard fans come on to TalkSport. I remember one fan coming on and saying that he thinks Jurgen Klopp should be sacked. I heard a fan having a go at Guardiola the other day on TalkSport, talking about how he didn't buy defenders. Every fan is entitled to their opinion. Now, Did TalkSport check the IQ of every one of these fans that came on? Did TalkSport do that? No, they allow fans to have their voice and have their opinion, just like what we do here on AFTV. We allow Arsenal fans to come on and have their opinion. And listen, I know there's some Arsenal fans out there that don't like AFTV. I've had conversations with some of them. And as I always say to them, no problem. We don't claim to represent every Arsenal fan. We're just a platform. We give Arsenal fans a chance to have their say, and we have our say on a number of issues around Arsenal Football Club. But we love this club. We love this club, and we want this club to succeed. But if we see that the club is not performing, and we all know that this season the club has been going through a hard time, we're going to have our say. And it's not going through a hard time because of the fans, like what Simon Jordan's trying to make out. It's going through a hard time because the performances on the pitch have not been good enough. And an Arsenal fan who goes to games week in, week out and spends his money, Simon Jordan, something that you probably don't do when you go to games, has a chance to have his say. I would like to ask Simon Jordan this. How many games have you been to this season? You're a Crystal Palace fan. How many Palace games have you been to? But yet still you want to talk like an expert on Palace. How many Arsenal games have you been to? I heard you on the radio the other day talking about Emery should be sacked. This is who the next manager should be. What makes you more qualified than a fan that's going there week in, week out? And you haven't been to a game. You haven't been to an Arsenal game. You've probably seen the highlights on Match of the Day. And you want to give them your opinion is more valid than fans that are going there week in, week out to watch the game. They're not allowed to have their say. They just go on the terraces or in their seat, in the ground, and you can be seen and heard there. You can make up as much noise, and then after that, shh, keep quiet. You're only a fan with a low IQ, go home and don't say nothing. I'm sorry, Simon Jordan. Get with the program now. Things have changed. It's not just about people like you no more. It's about ordinary fans having a chance to have their opinion on the club that they love, the club that they've got an emotional investment in, a club that it doesn't matter if the manager leaves. Unai Emery's left and he will go on, I hope, to get another job elsewhere, and he will live on and move on. Arsenal fans support Arsenal Football Club. When that club loses, if it got relegated, we still support Arsenal. We're not going to move on to Sevilla or something like that. That's our club, right? And we want the club to succeed, and we want the club to do well. If it's doing brilliantly, you will hear that in the videos. If it's doing badly, you'll hear that in the videos. And we are there every single week. We live and breathe this club. What do you do? How many games have you been to the Crystal Palace this season? How many games have you been to full stop this season or last season or the season before? So who are you to have more of an opinion on Arsenal than me or the people that come to games? Listen, you are a dinosaur of football. I said it the other day. I know it hurt you because you keep going on about it. You are a pompous dinosaur of football. I'm saying it here and now. A pompous dinosaur. You're one of these guys that you look down on fans and just think, yeah, you lot, just keep quiet, shut up, pay your money, go into the game. You're the typical owner of a football club. This is why we are here. This is why AFTV are here, because of people like you. Typical owner, or shall I say ex-owner of a football club. And you didn't even make a good job of that. Let's have it right. Speak to any Palace fan. Did you make a good job of that? Maybe you should have concentrated on that. Yeah? Instead of every minute going on the radio and trying to slate down AFTV and try and slate down fans of various clubs and calling people with Troops has got a low IQ. Do you know the guy? What, because he speaks a bit differently from you? All right, he might not be from the public school educated like you, but he's a fan of Arsenal Football Club. Yeah? And we allow all fans to have their say, whether they're a public school boy, whether they're rich, whether they're poor, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're female, right? We allow everybody to have their say. And to be fair to Talk Sport, they allow various fans to have their say, right? To be fair to Talk Sport. But for some reason, you don't talk about Talk Sport. You would never question the IQ, or you would never question the people who come on there. But if you come on us now, you're trying to say that we got a low IQ. And well, listen, get used to the people with low IQs, yeah? Because we are here to stay. It's not just AFTV. There's a lot. There's United Stand. There's Red Men TV. There's, you know, Full-Time Devils. There's lots and lots of fan channels out there, and more and more and more of them are coming out and growing, because you know what? West Ham Fan TV, all these channels, because they're fans of their football club and they want to see their football club do well, but they also have an opinion on their football club and they will express that. Yeah? Stop being hypocrites. Stop being hypocrites, because the fans came on and had a go at Unai Emery towards the end of his reign, by the way, because they were backing him before, and were saying things like, you know what, for what we're seeing week in, week out, we feel he should be sacked. The fan's not allowed to say that, but you can say it when you're doing your show. Who gives you the right to have that more than an ordinary fan? You used to have it all your own way. It used to be all about you guys, but it's no longer, right? So that is my message to you. We are here to stay. We are not going anywhere. Get used to us. And also, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch AFTV. Yeah? Just the same way, like, you don't have to listen to Talk Sport, you don't have to read a newspaper, you don't have to listen to BBC 5 Live. And Simon, let me just remind you of something, yeah? The reason why you're on Talk Sport is not because you're a football expert. You didn't play football, just like I never played football, yeah? So you're not on there for your football expert. You're not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. You're not a journalist, are you? The only reason you're on there is because you're a controversial figure. You are no different to somebody like Troops or a DT who can be quite controversial in their opinions as well. You're no different to them. The only thing that you've done different to them is that you owned a football club, and as I said, that didn't work out that great, did it? So that's all I've got to say on it. You want to come back, you want to sit down and have a chat about it, we can do so. It's up to you, because I can always back up what I'm saying. Always. Yeah? And respect due to the millions of people that watch our content every month, to the 20, 30 million plus that watch our content across all platforms, who follow us week in, week out. You know what we do. You know that as well as having interviewing fans outside the games, you know that we do preview shows, review shows. You know that the amount of content we do, interviews throughout the week. You know what we do. This guy who watches the odd video and then runs up his mouth doesn't, but you know, and that's why you follow this great channel, and we're going to continue to keep bringing you great content. So thank you very much for that. And Simon, have a good day.